Gentlemen, how are we? Ladies and gentlemen, listeners, welcome to the Leg Up Australia podcast. That is unbelievable.
Yes, it is.
How are you, mate?
I'm good. I'm pumped.
You are pumped. You've come in with a very sprightly energy into the office this morning. It's beautiful here on the Gold Coast. I've actually just had to chuck the aircon on. It's a bit warm here.
It is a real Queensland winter
Yeah,
day.
it's a nice one.
Yeah,
it's a nice one.
Nice change of tune.
Yes.
Yes.
Change of chew.
Tune.
Oh, he said chew. Like that must be some bloody beef thing back from Rockhampton. And
Like the steak.
oh, yeah. It's like, oh, chew
Like,
means when the grass.
It's not rare, medium, well done,
Yeah.
etc. It's like chewy, tender. Yeah.
Honestly thought that was some sort of country, small town thing.
Change of tune.
That one I've heard of. Yes, we are here. Hello. If you're watching, hello. We're at the bar. We are chilling out. Yeah. We have so much to get through. You and I have just sat here for the past 20 minutes trying to kind of put together a bit of a show run and got distracted as usual. Mm-hmm. But we think there's not a lot going on in the industry at the moment.
No, like all eyes on Brisbane.
Yes.
But outside of that, everyone's playing nicely. Which is rare.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, where's the controversy here? I don't want to be a boring pod.
Yeah.
I'm 1 week. So today, no, not today. In about 2 weeks' time, I'd just be finishing up the Royal Ascot Carnival.
Is it 2 weeks from today?
2 weeks from today.
No, 3 weeks.
No, yeah, 2 weeks from today, I'd just be finishing up a Bucks.
Yep.
In Nice. Actually, I've got something for you.
Okay.
And it's about our different...
Is it a plane ticket? No?
No, sorry. I think Benny asked if he could get in the suitcase yesterday as well, actually. But you'll like this one. Mm-hmm. It's about our dear friend we were just talking about off-camera, Luke Hilton.
Yes.
And his impeccable organisational skills.
I don't believe that.
I know. So in 3 weeks' time, we're going to, one of the biggest racing carnivals in the world.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest.
Okay, let's say the biggest.
I reckon Royal Ascot. Yeah.
And we have had to rely on one L. Hilton to get us our memberships and our tickets.
Yep.
3 weeks out, what do you think the current status of those tickets are? Knowing Hildo.
Based on previous experience of relying on Hildo for members tickets to big race days, I would say it's sort of... mate, just waiting on someone else. And I would suggest, what day is the first day of Royal Ascot? It's a Monday?
It's a Monday, yeah.
I would reckon Sunday night.
Well, I hope not, because Sunday night's their wedding night.
Oh, okay. Well,
so
you might get to go to the races.
We're flying to the other side of the world, obviously for a wedding, but a big part of it is Royal Ascot.
What part are you looking forward to most?
Yeah, both. I'm going to put on a performance of both. Yes. So he got the
he does come through.
Well,
it's
different when it's trying to get tickets to the race course he goes to every single day compared to Ascot. But yeah, we, as of 2 nights ago, we got a message into our group to say, hey, boys, to the three of us, so Luke and the 3 other groomsmen, just call this number and chase up your membership and tickets and just pay whatever it is. I'm like, fuck. Right. So I somehow I got in first. And so for our membership, we have to be sponsored. So then we have a membership for life, Royal Enclosure membership. So it's a bit of a process. But also because we've been waiting for this process, we've actually missed out on a lot of just tickets we could get.
Yeah, the early birds. Yeah.
So, yeah, interestingly enough, there's not a huge array of tickets available 3 weeks prior to the big races.
For a bunch of Aussies.
Yeah. So I actually finally got through. By the way, Royal Ascot must have one phone line because it was busy.
Is it the King?
It's not. Dula, her name was. I don't know, it was Dua Lipa or something like that, but she was very, she wasn't overly helpful. So hopefully not listening to this. This hopefully doesn't go international. And she said
At least not to the officers of Royal
yeah,
Ascot.
no, they're racing fans. They could be listening. She said, "Oh, look, one of the people that sponsors you has already sponsored two other people, and you can only sponsor two a year. And well, that person also sponsored Pat. So I'm assuming A. Allendorf got the sponsor before W. Wood.
Yes.
So I'm high and dry at the moment. The other boys seemingly have memberships,
Right.
due to a lot of chasing. No help from Luke.
What sort of sponsor are we talking about?
I need a member. So if this does go international,
you need a member, basically.
I need a member that's been a member for Royal Ascot for a long time, for a certain amount of years, and has known me for 5 years. So if you're listening to this in the UK, you've been a Royal Ascot member for, say, 10 years,
Yep.
and you've known me for 5.
Yep. I feel like
Shoot me an email.
I feel like out of the listener base, there might be like 2 people. Like if there's 20,000 people that listen to this weekly, I'm saying 1, maybe 2 in that category, if that.
What, know me for 5 years? Because my mum and that don't listen to it. Elise doesn't listen to it.
Yeah, well, how tight are they on this 5-year bullshit?
I did find out late last night some integral information that Rachel gets 2 jockey chaperone passes.
Oh, so you could shine her shoes.
Security, I was thinking. Security. But tops and tails. So I have that and all that stuff. It could be like Her Majesty's Service. So, yeah.
Something to work with.
Yes, something. Let's do good, bad, ugly. What's our good, bad, ugly, Nick?
A good, bad, ugly this week, presented by UPC Showdown. Ooh, big couple of days in the showdown.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. And it starts off with the good this week.
Yes.
And it's the Brisbane Carnival on Saturday. Kingsford Smith Cup Day, Derby Day. They've flipped the script from a fortnight ago when we were shitting all over the Doomben 10,000 race. I think this Saturday is the best Brisbane Carnival day we've seen in years.
Bad, I'm taking, and I want to shine a spotlight on analysts like yourself and falling into the hype horses.
Guilty.
I'll get to that. What's our ugly?
Our ugly is you people out there that don't listen, don't respect Woodhead's form because he is airborne. And you don't get enough credit for it, Woodhead. So there's a lot of people saying, Woodhead doesn't know what he's talking about. But Watergoes, best bet last weekend. Yep. Bellanipatina in the Doomben 10,000 before. So start taking a little bit of notice of what my good friend over here to my right has to say. Thank you.
Put a bit of respect on my name.
Yeah.
Oh, beauty. Let's get into it.
If Royal Ascot are listening.
If you've known me for 5 years. Okay. Let's start with good because you have flipped the script on what was the initial, the first races of the Winter Carnival.
The first Group 1 race of the Carnival I thought was disappointing, to say the least. We had no Queenslanders. That was sort of the main gripe. The horses that came up were good. Like we had I Wished I Win, we had Bella, we had Espiona. It was a good race, but no Queenslanders. So most of those horses out of that race have pushed on to the Kingsford Smith Cup. But now we can throw in Uncommon James, Antino, even Cepheus if us Queenslanders want to claim him. Matt Dunn at Mawillimbar, close enough. So
when he brings one to town.
Yep, and Freedom Rally. So we've got sort of 3.5 locals in this race, I would say. You throw in Think About It, last year's winner of this race, Everest winner. I think it's just shaping to be a cracker. In Secret, Magic Time. Great race.
Huge race.
Yeah,
and
huge race. Best edition of the Kingsford Smith Cup, quality-wise, right across the board, we've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, that's like... I just feel like everyone knows the schedule. You'll know where your horse sits in that strength of schedule. You know what you're aiming him for.
Yeah.
The prize money should all be at a point where there shouldn't be any races you're overlooking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially through this winter carnival.
Yep.
If you've got a horse
$1
that's
million
up.
on offer, weight
Yeah.
for age, like it's perfect. And, like I suppose that's sort of shown by the fact that 3 of the first 4 past the post in the Everest last year are here in this race.
It's a mini Everest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard someone say that this morning, or I think yesterday morning on the radio. I think it might have been Gareth, but I agree. It's a cracker of an addition.
Yep.
I would have loved to have seen Antino draw a little bit better. But I just mean for the Queenslanders. We've been waiting for the gun Queenslanders to get into the bigger races.
I'm not sold on him at the moment.
Still,
I know.
It would have been nice just to see what he can do up against these absolute jets.
Yep. And then you compare, then you've got the Derby as well, where Autumn Angel coming off a Australian Oaks win, taking on the boys. You got a few Kiwis there. Tannhauser was dominant in that rough habit. So I think it's a great race. The BRC Sires, you've got the Champagne Stakes winner in Broadsiding. So there's just quality right across the page on Saturday at Eagle Farm.
Absolute cracker. And we did allude to UPC Showdown. Yep. It's going to be a great showdown this weekend. Lyjoy won 22 grand last week. Today's showdown is the leg up showdown.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're listening to this, you've probably missed out. Too late. If you follow any of our pages, you would have seen that it's the leg up showdown.
As David Fowler says, too late, brother.
That's it. Okay, I'm going to get straight into bad.
Yeah.
And it's not really bad, but it's a small shot across the bow to a lot of form experts that really ply their trade and are confident in plying their trade and finding good horses. I feel like, and Blake, if you're listening to this, hopefully he won't. Hopefully he doesn't walk in right now and catch me, bagging him. But I feel like a lot of guys that are informed really fall into these hype horses. Like we were talking about Amelia's Jewel.
Yeah.
Like Amelia's Jewel consistently let us down around the hype.
Yep.
I wish I win to a lesser degree.
Yep.
But more so the horses that are getting missed around those hype horses. So like Bella Nipotina is the perfect example.
Yep.
Like Bella Nipotina was phenomenal last weekend. 2 weeks ago. And to see in this weekend's race, I'll bring the market up now.
You're at $4. I wish I win $6.50 Bella Nipotina.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it's half Bella's quote.
Yep.
It just, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Are the punters or are the experts going in on horses on what they think something can do when there's short form, previous form to show elsewise?
Yeah, I think I probably I don't want to Amelia's Jewel, for instance. Like you and I have both been against her. Blake's been a big believer in her, and I don't want to speak for Blake, but Blake's a big data guy and whatnot. And I think like a horse like her, she had that, excuse me, she had that really big peak.
Yeah.
And I suppose a lot of the form experts like Blake that wanted to think that she was very good.
Yeah.
Sort of expecting her to get back to that number that she produced. Like if she does run this figure, she's a freak. But we haven't seen that for 12 months or whatever.
I think the back end of this as well is we're very quick to compare, especially in this office.
Yeah.
There's been a few Winx comparisons. There's been Fangirl was one.
Fangirl
that kind of
Yeah. SB Owner early on, like not in this office, but SB Owner after she won.
Yeah.
I think she won her first 3. She won 2 midweek races and then went to Flemington and won the Desirable on Oaks Day, where she won by 7 lengths.
Yeah.
That's when people were saying this is Chris Waller's next superstar.
Yeah.
And then she just returned in the autumn and she didn't win for a while, and it's like, okay, now she's a cat.
Yeah.
And then she comes out and she wins a Coolmore, I think.
Yeah, the expectations are wild, hey?
Yeah.
Like how heavily it can get dropped.
It goes from this horse is going to win all 25 of her career starts to, she's just been beaten. She's no good. And then she comes out and she wins a Group 1 and, then she runs in an Everest and she was unlucky in a TJ. Like she's a top line horse in Australia, SB Owner. But early on we thought, Well, a lot of people were saying this is the next Winks.
And I'm not saying, so let me get this clear, my bad. The bad is the horses that are missed.
Yeah, correct.
Do you know what I mean? Like not the formal. But it's bad for them if they're missing these horses. They might be just too locked in on these horses to say, oh, actually, this is actually quite a good
Private Eye, probably another horse in that sort of category. He hasn't won for as long as Bellini Patina, but for a horse as good as him and who consistently races as well as he does, you know, like you get $8 or $9 just about every start, and he rarely runs a bad race. You know what you're going to get with him. So
yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah. It's a wild bad.
yeah.
All form analysts and people of opinion.
Bad.
No. Just the other horses. Just cast a wider view.
Yeah.
Wider view. And Ugly. Well, you have to do it. It can't be me.
Well,
can't sit there and say.
Well, whether it's in sort of, I suppose, our tighter, we've got a group chat, and I think if you were to chime in there with a horse racing tip, there'd be a lot of people in there that know their form that would quickly disregard what you have to say. You know, if you get in there and you say, I like this horse, they'd go, great, good luck kind of thing.
The mug punter constantly says, like, if he compares something that's shit, he says, that's like getting a tip from Sam Wood.
Yes, correct.
And look, I have to admit, for a long time, rightly so.
Yeah.
Rightly so.
I was going to say, how long have I worked here now? Like 18 months, and it's been the last 2 weeks that you've been on.
I'm back. I'm back.
You're back, baby.
No, look, if anything, in my defense, is what people need to understand is I am an incredible
punter, form analyst.
No. The word I'm looking for is tight ass.
Yeah.
So for me to part with my money, especially for a punt, it's got to be pretty good.
Yeah.
And I like to have, and if I have a bet, it can. These days, see, what I used to do is I used to bet $10 multis and just like most punters.
Yeah.
But now, you know, I'm 38. I bet a little bit bigger.
Yep.
But also I want to know that if I'm going to have a bet, it's an informed bet.
Or just your two favourite horses, Watergoes and Bellini Patina.
Watergoes was information.
Yeah. Oh, he was... I mean, it's easy to say after the fact, but he was...
The thing is, if I've got enough nuts to go on a live stream and say, this is the best bet of the day.
Yeah, you're backing it.
I'm backing it.
Yep.
You'll hear me go quiet for the next 3 months because I probably... Could you remember a tip prior to that?
That one?
No, just a tip.
Watergoes in the big deads.
Watergoes in the big... But that was from information that we got.
Yeah.
Information that you were talking about this morning that you also got from someone, an unreliable source. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
The group chats. The group chats need to put a bit of respect to my name.
Yeah, correct. It's almost like the trot mail. Like it's rare, but it's often on.
Yes.
Well, at least the last 5.
I don't even think I could do that. That's a good addition of Good, Bad, Ugly.
A little bit more lighthearted than what we often.
Yeah, and it was because, like I said, it's a bit of
kicking anyone in the teeth this week.
When you're looking for ugly, and this is what we said prior to the show, like ugly shit. Try and look for bad shit.
Yeah,
like
I want some good.
Some good.
You're safe this week, Racing Victoria.
Yeah, but hire Gil. Do whatever you need to do. Just make some.
Or his brother, as I saw on SEN. They were
Hamish.
Yeah. Johnny O'Neill was suggesting Hamish.
So Hamish is
a lead operator.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Very smart, very across his horse racing, but so's Gil. But those two are cut from a different cloth in regards to just operationally.
Yeah.
If you ever want to hear a great podcast, just a great podcast in general, if you're a bit of a I'm a bit of a self-helper. I feel like self-help books and podcasts are good.
Yep.
The Imperfects is a very popular podcast, but they talk about all sorts of a range of stuff, and a lot of stuff might not be for you. A lot of stuff isn't for me, but they talk to Hamish McLaughlin on one of them, and it's called like vulnerability house or something like that. So it's basically, I think you choose like 3 cards.
Yeah.
And one of them is like it basically is something to really open up about.
Right.
And he tells an incredible story about his daughter and Gil, and it's just, you'll cry.
I think I might
You'll
have
100% cry.
seen like this, like real.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon.
I remember
'Cause was
listening
thinking
to
like,
it.
Geez, that's deep.
Yeah, they're very strong men. But yeah, it'll give you an incredible amount of respect for those 2 guys. So I suppose if they choose either of them, I'd say more than likely Gil, but they choose either of them.
I've been on one of Hamish McLaughlin's shows.
Have you?
Yeah, not not
Okay.
me on there, but they showed a video of me and a mate at Toowoomba Cup Day, and like the show was That's Racing on racing.com.
Yeah.
And they were talking about I don't know the other guy's name that he does it. He looks a bit like Terry Bailey. He's old fella, baldy head, glasses, and whatever.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Him and Hamish, and they were talking about how horse racing sort of, and like the fans, it's almost like a state of origin. And,
Yeah.
you know, like they're loyal to like their own state's horses. And it was like, have a look at these 2 blokes cheer home Rothfire here in the Golden Rose. And so someone has videoed myself and a mate at the Toowoomba races the day that Rothfire's raced in the Golden Rose.
Yeah.
And like we're there cheering kind of thing. And then he breaks down and like hits the wall, and we're like, oh, like this. And but they put that clip up.
Oh fuck, we got to find that clip.
It'll be there somewhere.
I want to see that clip.
Yeah, we'll find it.
I want to get that on the page.
Yeah.
Can you find it?
We'll find it.
Okay. That's awesome. I didn't know that.
It was probably 4 years ago now, but it'll be there somewhere.
Oh, it'll be around.
It'll be around.
Turns out stuff doesn't disappear on the internet.
Apparently
Isn't that
not.
right, Matthew Rose?
I am very humbly asking if you could chip in $5, $10, or even $25. $20 even. We take $20 bets here.
Yep.
The Trumpster would never. I reckon the Trumpster wouldn't bet.
I reckon he would.
I reckon
I've
he
seen-
would bet on
Golf.
himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel that?
But I reckon if he like got a tip for a horse, say in like a Kentucky Derby, he'd be rolling it into
All in.
himself to
Yeah.
win the election.
He hangs out with a lot of gamblers.
Well, that's what I mean. I feel like, you know, like you see him play golf, like he doesn't look like he's got a very good golf swing on him.
at golf.
Is he?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Even though I've seen him hit a few.
It's
Shanks,
the
but-
weirdest,
Yeah.
very odd to look at in regards to his swing and his range of motion.
Sorry, are we talking about Donald Trump or Scotty Scheffler?
But he is very Trump's good.
Yeah,
But I think he plays off like 3 or 4.
Yeah, see, I feel like you're not doing that unless you're having like bets with whoever you're playing partners.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. I reckon he would bet. The Trumpster bet. Trump would bet. You're right. He would.
Yeah.
I just don't think he'd be the gambler. He would bet on himself in golf,
Yeah.
I believe. And like you said, like if there's a horse that he might own that might be racing in the Grand National or something like
They might
that.
lay it if Joe Biden owns it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely hates Biden. Well, most people do in America hate Biden. But he hangs out with a lot of gamblers. So,
Yeah.
okay. Can we do 2 races?
We can do as many as you want. We can
Okay, we'll do 3.
All right.
Okay, let's just talk about this Kingsford Smith Cup because it is an absolute cracker. Let me go through the order in odds. I Wish I Win is $3.80. Think About It $6. Bella Nipotina $6. I want to see when that came in because that was $6.50 this morning. Magic Time $6. Ing's Secret $7.50. Espiona $9. Antino $10. Tuvalu is $18. Uncommon Jane's Freedom Rally are in the 40s.
Yep.
And there's a roughie here that I want to ask you about, but we'll get to that. Osipenko at 61 and Cephas at 150 to 1. So we've already spoken about I Wish I Win and Bella Nipotina.
Yep.
I think Bella, if we get a bit of rain, I think that price will probably cut in half on the day. I don't think there's much rain, is there? Like I think it's only 5 to 10 mil.
Yeah, something like that. I think 9 mils was what I was looking at earlier, but that was race day.
Yeah, that's
So,
when race start. I don't know
yeah.
it's today or tomorrow.
Nah, I don't think so. Leaving Bris Vegas this morning, there was certainly no.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it here
Fresh.
either.
That's right.
Nothing coming from the south, guys.
No.
Where are you? Where's your money? Where's your thoughts? I know you're going to have probably a few. You'll have a book in this race.
I actually don't, which is rare.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
especially
probably
for
the
a big
one, the one race like Brisbane Futures Group 1 race that I haven't had any futures tickets on. And to be honest, the way that like it's shaping, I'm not sure I'll be having a bet either. I'm with Think About It, which is rare for me. I don't think I've ever tipped it, to be completely honest. But he won this race last year before he went on and won the Stradbroke, the double. And then we saw him in the spring as well. He won an Everest. They tried something in the autumn. You know, they tried to get him out to a mile. They wanted to win the Doncaster. That didn't, come to fruition. He had to carry 57 on a heavy 10, first time at 1600. I'm happy to just sort of pen that run. I thought the run before in the George Ryder was really good. He drew the car park. They went forward on him. He stuck on at 1500 and only got beat 2 lengths. And before that, first up over 1300 in the Canterbury Stakes, he sort of settled back near last, and then Sam Clipperton decided to whip around them, sort of make a bit of a mid-race move. And that ultimately let Lady Laguna get his back, and she got him late. Whereas if he had stayed where he was, he gets Lady Laguna's back. And I think he probably wins if that's the case. 8 weeks between runs, so he's been freshened. He's had 2 good barrier trials. He's drawn barrier 8 here, so he's just going to end up, I think, 1 out, 1 back at the perfect run. There's not a whole lot of speed. Blake Shin goes on board. So, look, I'm with him. This is a much tougher race than what it was 12 months ago. I think last year he beat Palele and Rothfire. Not the quality of, what he's got to beat here. If he's got to beat horses, he's got to beat, I wish I win again, but he's beaten him before. I think he can do it again.
Think about it.
And I
didn't think that's where you were coming from.
No, well, I've never been there, so.
Yeah, I suppose that's why.
That's why.
You got your horses.
Yep. Osipenko, is that the horse you were going to ask me about? This is like the blowout of the Brisbane Winter Carnival.
Okay.
This horse, whether it's this weekend or whether it's in the Stradbroke at 50-1. But the reason I say this is you look at what he did first up in the spring last year. He hit the line in some of the best closing splits of the meeting to run, I think he ran 5th or 6th behind Fangirl in the Winx Stakes. That was a super run. He then went and tackled, races like the Turnbull, Maccabi Diva. He was running around behind Mr. Brightside and co. And it was always from Chris Waller, this horse is a Group 1 horse in the making. We want to get him a Group 1. He's he'll be a very valuable stallion one day if we can get that Group 1 on the page. They've gelded him. They've skipped the autumn. Waller's come out and said the Stradbroke's his aim.
Yeah.
I just think there's something fishy about it. A horse that's had as big a rap on him as what he's had from his early days, to sort of give him the snip, get to the races like later in the year and miss a lot of, if on his form from the spring he rocked up in a Doncaster, I think he's, a $10 shot in the Doncaster. Like, he's right there. So, I'm very interested to see what he does on Saturday, and I'll be having sort of the futures bet slip for the Stradbroke ready. Even if he doesn't win, if he's just sort of charging home, hitting the line, only small. He's
just doesn't have to show you a lot.
No, I just need to see that he's
$50 quote's worth.
Yeah, I just need to see that if he can go from 59 kilos down to 52 in a Stradbroke and out to 1400, I'm going to have something on. He probably needs a few to drop away to get a run still. So, I'm not suggesting, don't go and have 100 each way on him at 50s.
Yes.
But, just take note of him.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on him.
Yeah, I think for me, I don't think the map doesn't overly suit Osipenko.
It could be a classic Chris Waller first up run, flop out the back, hit the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, but also at, what is he? 60-1. What price is he? Yeah, $61. $12 the place. Yeah. Worth maybe $15-20 each way.
Yep.
I also think I wanted to ask you about Magic Time.
Yeah.
Any opinion?
Yeah, very good horse.
Yeah.
Very good. It's a sort of race where, this is sort of why I'm not going to have a bet in it, because I could make a genuine case for 6 horses and have
Yes.
and not feel
confident.
well, not feel
You'll have the
confident,
winner, but
you know, like sometimes, well, maybe you don't, but like you'll go through like, and for leg up members, we've got the pub picks, and it's the top 4 selections in every race for it, and of course I do Brisbane, and sometimes you'll go through and you'll put numbers in on top and other horses in for second and third, and then those horses will be the ones that come out and win, and you can go, damn it, I could have had that on top quite easily. And I didn't. This is the sort of race where I'm not going to be disappointed about what I have on top, because it's going to be a genuinely sort of like, I think there's 6 chances, and I could very evenly have any of the 6 on top, and that means that 2 of them are going to be outside of the top 4 too. So the quaddie will probably be quite wide, this leg in particular.
Say so.
But yeah, like Magic Time, great chance. In Secret, we haven't seen her since.
That was the only other horse I was going to
spring.
ask you about.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably a little bit
She
too many
skips
unknowns.
Yeah, well, the reason that she was going to run first up in the Lightning Stakes back in February, and the only thing I can find it's a Racing Victoria steward's tweet, is that the stable have advised that she's gone for a spell after unsatisfactory track work. So no like
injury
or illness or anything
specific.
like that. She just didn't come up. So got to be a little bit of a query, but she did look good in a recent barrier trial win. Knowing the stable, like they wouldn't bring her here if she wasn't going any good.
No, and
like if she was done, they would just retire her. She's worth a monster in the breeding barn. Go and be a mum kind of thing if that's where she's at. But
to me, what stands out to me, obviously she's a very, very classy mare, but Jamie, like she could easily just have this field put away, I think.
Oh, she could. She brings her best, yep.
So if, like you said, we haven't seen her for a while, they might uncover her here. Winter Carnival might have been something that they, obviously they've had a setback in February and said, okay, listen, we're gonna have to push towards here. Yep. Jamie Carr is riding with a new energy that we haven't seen for a very, very long time. She's in a very good space. Yep. I don't know. She can do good things in the blue. So
she can. She's won on it before.
Yeah. So In Secret could be one that I'm the same. I could probably have 4 bets in this race. I won't.
Yeah. Well, I'll
have an exotic and fuck it up.
Yeah.
That is such a bad bet.
Yeah.
And I do it all the time.
Cepheus will run the race of his life and run second or something like that. And
I do it all the time. Like if I want to have like a $50 bet and I want to have like on that race and I want to have, and I like 4 horses, I'll have a fucking trifecta. Yeah. It's the wrong bet, hey?
Go the exacta.
The exacta is the Quinella, yeah. So stand 1 out or stand 2 out.
Yeah.
And
no, put all 4 of them in. Run one. 4 of them to run first and second.
Just all 4 first and second. Yeah. Still, I think it's a shit bet.
Well,
I should be better at it.
Yeah. But yeah,
I should just have more in that race. Have a bit more confidence. Maybe drop one.
This is one of my favourite exotic bets, and I've been doing it since I was 18.
Yeah.
And my granddad, it's his go-to if he's having a trifecta, and it costs $8 for 100%.
Yeah.
You put 2 horses to come first and second, so one of them has to win. You throw in another one on the second line, so that's 3 horses to come first, second, or third, and then you throw a 4th in on the third line. So it's $8 for 100%. Sort of you put the top 2 picks 1, 2.
Yeah.
Third pick in there for second. I think it's a great way to do it.
It is a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
Especially $8 for 100%.
Yeah. You have $30 on it, whatever. $40, you got it 5 times.
And you have that bet a lot?
Yeah, I wouldn't say like
not a lot.
Daily, but like, yeah.
It's funny, like the little things you hold on to, like, and I think I've said on this show before, like, if I go to the pub and I'm betting in every race, which is rarity and shouldn't always be recommended, especially seeing as we like to promote responsible and disciplined gambling with members only. But I will just play running doubles. Yeah.
You mentioned this.
Always.
I've never had one.
Haven't you?
No, I don't think so.
It's good. Like especially because I got no idea, but I can sit there or have a look at a quick map and say these are going to be first 4 in running or, these jockeys are going good at the moment and you've got 1 bet going across the 2 races.
I've actually got
a little bit of cash.
You
can have a running double here. because the Group 1s are back to back.
I've just got a very quick punting story that is a punting fail story.
Give it to
actually. So yesterday, I had a few like gold coins in my wallet, and I like Steffi Magnetica in the Stradbroke. I know I just gave a bit of a push for Osipenko, but Steffi is my...
No, you said.
Yeah.
We're on Osipenko watch.
Watch, correct. And then the horse that I liked yesterday at Doomben, Punch Lane. And I thought I just want to have a couple of little multis into Steffi Magnetica in the Stradbroke. And I got a tip for another horse yesterday. And I thought, so I'll have Punch Lane, Cartwheels, Steffi, Punch Lane, Steffi, Cartwheels, Steffi. So that was my plan. I've driven down to East Leagues Club to have the bet. I've got there and there were no car parks anyway. I thought, I can't be bothered parking away and walking here, so I'll go around to Stones Corner. So I've driven around the Stones Corner pub. There are no car parks there either, so I've gone and parked in the LD car park and walked to Stones Corner. And I've got there and the self-serve terminals were down. And I'm like, this is
the universe telling you not to have this fucking bet.
And then so I've looked for the tickets, and like I'm old school in this sense. I know how to fill out a TAB ticket, but they had no fixed odds multi tickets. They only had the super multi ones, which is like a parlay, like a system 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. So it works the same, but I've filled it out. I've put the bets on, and you've got to mark what sort of system it is.
Yeah.
And I just, for whatever reason, I was flustered because it took way longer than I wanted it to take. I've marked system 1, thinking that it's just the one combination.
I would have thought the same.
Yeah, correct. I've put the tickets on, and I've walked out, and I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing potential collect. It was like $45. And I'm like, well, that's not right, because it was, $3 into $2.50 into $11. I was like, should be a lot more than $44. And I've had a look. And what I've done is that a system 1 is just each combination. So I've just had like from the $15.
You've had $5 on each.
Yeah,
bet.
but it's like $2 because of. So I've just like but both.
Wait,
horses,
hold on. What do you mean it's like $2?
Well, the way that I like spread out, it's like I just used the gold coins that I had. So I had $15. So it's like I had like
but wouldn't that be $5 on each selection as a system 1?
No, because I had like the 3 different multis.
Oh, you had all 3. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Had all 3.
Yeah.
But as it was, the 2 yesterday have lost. So I'm like, well, at least the multi isn't dead, and I've got $2, another $2,
another $2.
I'm like, but what a fucking waste. So I think I break even.
How much is parking?
Yeah, literally.
Okay, come on. Let's talk about this Queensland Derby. 2,400 metres, race 8 at Eagle Farm. Let me just get these. I haven't noted for refresh this page since we've started talking, so I just want to do that. Autumn Angel, $2.60. Tannhauser, $4. Warmonger, $9. Sabin, $19. First innings, $20. I'm not going to get through the rest of these because I don't know many of these horses.
Yep.
I can't really say I would look any further past the top 3 in the market. I wouldn't even look at Warmonger, to be honest.
Yeah, I've penned Warmonger.
Yeah.
Can't win.
Where's your head at? I'd like to know.
It's a little bit the same as the race before.
Okay, good. We do a podcast on Thursdays.
Yeah. No, it's Tannhauser on top for me.
Yep.
Which surprises me.
Okay.
Because I said I just couldn't come into him last week. I didn't think he was any good, but he returned gelded, and he was very impressive, I thought. The money came for him that day. They got it bang on, the punters. He gets Barry 3, he gets Nashua Willer, so he's just going to be in that first sort of few.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of speed. Autumn Angel coming through the best form.
Yeah.
She won the Oaks in Sydney, beat Orchestral and Zardozi.
Yeah.
What price are either of them here? Probably similar, I would have thought. And then she was really good behind Tannhauser. She flopped out the back from the wide gate, hit the line, ran second. A terrific Derby trial. Fillies don't have a great record in it, but I think there's only been 2 in the past 20 years that have won the Queensland Derby, and Peter Moody did train one of them in Riva San, so he knows sort of what it takes. I'm Tannhauser from Autumn Angel. Bullets High is one of mine that I've been following all prep and have backed as well each way. He was very good first up, very out the back and really sharp. through the line, and I thought, oh, here we go. He's in for a big prep. And then he had a couple of flat ones. I don't think he handled the wet tracks that he got copped a couple of times. Then he came up to Brisbane, went back in trip to 1800, came down the worst part of the track down the outside, and I thought was okay. But he's been back to Sydney, Warwick Farm, got out to 21.50, and he won there, and he got headed at the top of the straight, and then he kicked back and has won. So I think 2400 Eagle Farm is really going to suit Bullets High.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those bets that, like, early on my gut was telling me this is the Derby horse. This is the horse you want to be following. Just like keep betting kind of thing. And then I went cold on him. And then last start when he won, I thought, okay, I might have actually been onto something here. And I'm sort of back trusting my gut in that sense. So, he's certainly in there.
Could have the Joe Pride double, be about 150 to 1, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, not a bad idea, to be honest. The other one for the punters that want a real rough horse is number 11, Warrior to Warrior. John Ramsey trains.
Hold on, wait. I just got to get down to the bottom of the page here. Yeah.
Yep. $51 at the moment.
Who? John Ramsey.
Yeah. So I think he's based at Scone.
Okay.
He did have a very good filly a while ago. I reckon he's won a Victorian Oaks and whatever. But this bloke just stays all day.
Okay.
They went to Melbourne for the VRC Derby in the spring. He ran okay. He's been to Adelaide for the Derby down there, ran 11th, got beat 9 lengths, but he was super in the rough habit.
He had no luck, hey?
No. Held up, and then he got out his big strong thing and he just wobbled around. He just didn't really, I think he got on the wrong leg coming from the other direction kind of thing up here. He'll really enjoy Eagle Farm 2400.
Yeah.
He's a
nice and wide open.
He's the blowout.
Number 11, Warrior.
Yep.
I'm not going to ask you about anyone because I don't really.
Yep.
I got no idea. Well, why did you pen Warmonger?
The gate.
Yeah.
The gate mainly. I think he could be back last. And I know I just made a little bit of a case for Warrior to Warrior through the SA Derby, but I'm sort of penning that race.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, like Warrior to Warrior is not in the market.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're penning that race in regards to the form on Warmonger.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
I know
correct. And before that, I didn't like the form race that he came through, the Chairman's in Adelaide. I thought early on it was a really nice horse. Like I backed him when he won a Melbourne Cup Day at Flemington, and like it was one of my
Warmonger.
Yeah, it was
I remember
one of my
that.
better bets of the day. He beat Queen of Dragons, who's won a Kembla Classic since and sort of gone well in the Sydney Carnival. So I think it's a nice horse, but I'm just not sold on that Adelaide form.
The bet I'm having in this race, I really cannot see these top two in the market getting beaten.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'd have a little Quinella.
Yeah.
I just think Autumn Angel could come out and absolutely brain him.
Yeah, she could do like a Kovalika to it.
Definitely. And Moody said it's the best horse he has in the stable.
Okay.
Big call.
Yeah, big call.
Seeing as the favourite in the race prior.
Moody he's a genius. With his placements. She was going to go into the VRC Oaks in the spring as one of the big chances. I think she won one of the key lead ups at like Caulfield. And then she was ready to rock and roll. And he said, you know what, we don't want to rush her. Could be a little bit too much in an early preparation. We'll put her away. Does that. She returns in the autumn. She wins a Oaks. Now she's up here. She could potentially be a multiple Group 1 winner.
The greatest strength in a trainer is placement.
Yep.
And
I agree.
He has nothing to prove.
No.
He's training someone, bringing them along for the journey, and he would be training or be instilling in her patience. Mm-hmm. So Moody is always one to look for.
Yep.
That's why I am a fan of Autumn Angel and Tannhauser. They've both drawn really, really well. The map for them is incredibly positive. What's this one? Navy King and Saxon Brave don't fuck around too much.
Saxon Brave probably won't get a run. I don't think there's much speed.
No,
I don't think
no,
Navy King,
but they could still
become
late speed bumps.
Yeah, Navy King I don't think will run the trip.
Yeah.
I know he won 2,000 at Flemington last start, but he was sort of on tired legs late.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll want to go overly quick in front, like he'll go forward, but he'll want to conserve as much energy as he can. So,
Yep.
yeah, I think it'll just be a pedestrian tempo, which that's sort of my little worry for Autumn Angel is if she does happen to be a bit tardy out of the gates or something and she ends up in that second half of the field, could be a lot of rump stake in front of her.
A lot of traffic.
And, yeah, Tannhauser might be just that couple of pairs in front.
Yeah, I think we've nailed that.
Yeah.
Just quietly. Yeah. I think we've nailed those 2 races.
Good.
We've had about 8
between us. No one's made it. It's like no one's left here any clear-minded going, it was a real conundrum, but the boys have helped me a lot here.
Thanks to Leg Up Boys. I know the top 8 horses I'm betting on in the Kingston Smith.
Yeah.
And, Tannhauser, we're giving them 3. Tannhauser, Autumn Angel, and you said Bullet Time.
Bullet's high.
Bullet's high.
Yeah, by Ace High.
I thought it was Bullet Time.
Yeah, it will be Bullet Time.
Yeah.
I bet if it wins.
If it wins. Yeah, pew, pew, yeah. Excitement.
Bang, bang. Yeah. I actually wasn't going there, but you took it
let's not explain that further. Okay, you guys have come through with the DM of the week.
Yes.
Last week I said it was
average.
Yeah, I've got a couple of really good ones.
Okay.
To choose from. So let me. We went a bit deep today. You know, we're talking about. What were we talking about? I think it was when I was actually talking about the imperfects, and I think I was getting deep. But this is a good one. Mm-hmm. Actually, it's not a good one. This is the one I'm choosing. I've got like 8 really good ones.
Okay.
Here. Would you rather the power of invisibility for 10 minutes per day or be able to fly for 5 minutes per day?
I think flying for 5 minutes per day just gets you nowhere.
Well, I was thinking, how fast can you fly?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, what if you're Superman? Superman can fly to space in 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, if I can get to the other side of the world in 5 minutes, it's great. I'm doing that.
Okay.
But what if it takes like 8 minutes and I'm at the 5 minute
Okay, we need to figure it out.
I'm plummeting
to
the Indian Ocean or whatever. That's not great.
All right, I'm going to flip this. Mm-hmm. Dinosaur side is 5 minutes of flight, like what you would think 5 minutes of an airplane would get you.
Yep.
And screen side up is Superman 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, it's Superman 5 minutes.
I'm flying.
100%.
Yeah.
You have to fly.
Yeah, if you
How sick would that be?
If you can go that quick.
Okay,
yeah.
So this is probably a look into my mind when I was thinking about this one this morning. So I get to think about them in advance.
Yeah.
But I don't give them too much thought.
Clearly.
Because I didn't think about the 5 minutes. But I honestly thought, no, I'd go 5 minutes, you wouldn't get anywhere. But invisible, you could go on a crime spree and become rich. So I just rob banks.
Yeah, okay.
10 minutes of invisibility. What else would you do as invisible other than be a massive creep?
Yeah, that's where I was going to go. I'm going to the beach.
The beach.
Burly heads.
Just get binoculars and a boat. You'll be fine.
Is the boat invisible?
No, it's easy. 5 minutes flying if you can fly.
If
like
it was
Superman.
10 minutes flying, and you're going off the time that it takes you to like a plane flight, I would almost be satisfied with that because I'm thinking in 5 minutes, like how long would it take for a plane to go from Brisbane to the Gold Coast? Like, can I fly from my house to this office in 5 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, so if it's 10 minutes, I can do the round
So
trip.
you're doing you have a world superpower, superhero, and you're worried about if it's going to improve your transit to work.
I'm just saying if the phone had have landed on the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah, okay.
It was just a normal speed.
I can't see any good from being invisible. Only bad.
Nah, there's not much to come from it.
Like I would only be bad.
You'd get away with a bit more stuff, but because no one can see you. But
Yeah, like I'd be incredibly rich
yeah,
because I'd just be doing crime. I just can't see any other positive.
but did you just like it just solely robbing banks and like jewelry stores?
Yeah,
and stuff
jewelry
like that?
stores.
Like the worker would just be standing there serving someone, and then next minute the glass case would just go, just cave in, and all the jewelry would
Just float
up and
away.
move. Yeah,
Yeah. Yep. That's it. I just use it for crime. Tell if you can let us know if you've got a better idea, even the person that wrote this,
yeah.
if there's a good way to be invisible or a good positive reason to be invisible, let me know.
Other than being a criminal,
Other than criminal. Yeah, I'm saying like good.
criminal and creep.
Criminal and creep.
They're the
yeah.
two we sort of.
Yeah, we've got that.
established.
We've covered that. If we're invisible, we're those things.
We're creepy criminals.
That's it. That's it. If we're invisible, we're that. Is there any other? I'd love to know if there's any other benefit to being invisible
that we've just clean missed.
Yeah, because we were thinking about being criminals or creeps.
Yeah.
But yeah, great show.
Yep.
Always
a pleasure.
Good luck this weekend. I'm not sure if I'll be on the pod the next couple of weeks.
No live feed from.
I might do a vlog.
Yeah.
Might do the vlog. Good work on your UPC vlog yesterday. That was cool.
Came up okay.
Yeah, for not much, it came up real good. I might do an overall trip vlog.
I look forward to that.
That'll be a bit bigger, and then I'll do a Royal Ascot vlog. Blog's like a written thing.
Yeah.
But apparently the Royal Ascot thing is bus there 10 a.m.
Late.
Bus home 10 p.m.
Great.
Yeah, and you go in for some of the major races, but you spend majority of your time in the car park.
I've heard this.
Did you? I didn't know this. Like tailgating.
Might have been Hildo told me about it.
Okay,
12
right.
months
Okay,
ago.
so maybe we're just talking to the one person that knows
it.
how to do it.
Yeah.
Or how he did it.
Yeah, because I think they were with like Newgate, like Henry Field and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of quite a high
Echelon
crew
Nice.
on the Tuesday. So I'll be rubbing shoulders.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh,
What is it? It's you, Pat, Zammit,
Yeah.
Hildo.
Yeah.
Is that the four?
That's the four.
Yeah.
But the people around us are the high echelon. You know,
yeah.
it wasn't saying us.
I'm not saying Pat and Zammit, the high echelon. Come on.
That's if we get in. I just might be in the car park, just dressed in me shorts and thongs. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, punters. Good luck this weekend. And if I don't see you, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. And back plenty of winners.
Let's hope so.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.